Thank you for joining me here today. My name is Sarah, and I'm a Reiki Master Teacher here at Serenity Reiki Clinic. I've been teaching traditional Reiki for 10 plus years, plus meditation and other spiritual studies. There's some pretty common questions I get asked about Reiki or questions that my students ask me about Reiki. So today I thought we would tackle one of those, okay? And the number one question I think I probably get from Reiki students is, why can't I feel anything? For many newly attuned students, they have a good connection after the attunement and in the classroom. They feel all sorts of sensations and receive lots of information while giving a treatment. But then this seems to stop when they return home. So what's the deal? How come the Reiki seems to stop? Well, and don't get me wrong, this can be very troubling, especially in the beginning when you're just starting. So number one is don't get discouraged because Reiki never goes away. Even though you may not be feeling it the same way you did in the classroom setting, it's still working. I've come across quite a few people who have been attuned to Reiki but don't seem to practice. And I think this could be one of the main reasons why they stop, because they don't feel like it's working. But see, it's one of those things. The more you practice Reiki, the more you're going to feel. But okay, let me get back to the question here. Why do you feel things in class but not at home? To be completely honest, you're probably running off your teacher's energy in class. And maybe you even heard us use the term holding space. It's not uncommon for most spiritual teachers, and not just Reiki teachers, by the way, to hold space for students during the class. This kind of translates into being kind of like autopiloted by the teacher. It makes it easier for everyone to get on the same page and understand each other. You show up and the teacher, holds space for you, and everybody learns this way. And notice I said, you learn this way. Holding space is a bridge for you. It doesn't take away the learning. It just makes it easier for you to understand everyone because now suddenly everybody's on the same page when you're holding space. And it's easier for you to experience things and learn faster. You still have to do the work and practice on your own. Also, during class, you get feedback from fellow classmates that they can feel the heat, the cold, the tingling, whatever, when you practice on each other. And that helps, especially if you're doubting your ability. And I know in the beginning it can be kind of freaky to get these sensations and to get this kind of information. So feedback is very necessary. So did that answer your question? That's my guess as to why most people don't feel as much when they get home. Okay, so if that's you and you're at that stage where you're not feeling as much at home as you did in class, what can you do to get your sensitivity back up? Well, I do have some tips for you. Practice. Bet you didn't see that one coming, right? Every day, practice. No excuses. Even if it's just 5 minutes a day, you can find time to practice. And you're the perfect person to practice on because you're always there, right? You may not feel anything at first, but if you don't practice, you never will. Stay consistent and practice every day. Take a step back and look at what you're doing. You're learning a new skill. It takes time, so practice. And practicing on yourself is very interesting because the more you practice, the more you'll understand that you're feeling it from two different vantage points. You're feeling it on your body and on your hands. And so it's really freaky at first, but practice. Practice on yourself. And also let go the need to feel anything every time you practice. If you're trying really hard to feel, it kind of holds you back. Just relax and let the Reiki do its thing. Just notice how your body feels, not necessarily your hands. Notice how you feel before, during, and after Reiki. Remember, you can't do this wrong. The Reiki is smarter than all of us, and it goes where it's needed. So just allow it to do its thing. If you haven't already, journal it down. And also, my question would be, how sensitive were you before Reiki? Some people are more sensitive than others. Could you already feel energy? Or is this a huge first time and kind of overwhelming sensation of being able to feel energy this way? Well, don't sweat it either way because some people are just naturally more sensitive than others. Yeah, it's just a fact, but you can learn to become more sensitive. Now, you may need to get in touch with your own energy and clear your own personal problems before you can become more sensitive, but the good news is Reiki's great for doing this. So if you're just taking Reiki 1, then I would also recommend you use my book, the 21-Day Reiki Cleanse Journal, to help you along this path. It'll give you some pointers on meditation and some different things you can do. But anyway, another practical tip is drink more water. Are you actually dehydrated, and are you drinking enough water? Because being dehydrated will create a block and will not allow you to feel their energy or the Reiki as much. It's important to take care of yourself and stay hydrated. You're not living up to your potential if you're dehydrated and out of balance, and most people actually are. So if you're thirsty, have chapped lips, or feel like your tongue is too big for your mouth, you're probably dehydrated. So go drink some water, okay? And start incorporating more water into your daily routine. Something else you can do is rub your hands together before placing them in the Reiki positions. Rubbing your hands together will also help open the big palm chakra and help your hands to be more sensitive to energy in general. And this is always a good one. Meditate. Sit down, relax, become calm, and in your mind's eye, see your palm face up. Imagine the chakra in the center of your palm opening like a lotus. Sit with this and allow the Reiki to flow. Just sit with this every day a few minutes before you begin either self-Reiki or Reikiing others. Something else you can do is practice feeling the energy of everything. As you know, and as you learned in Reiki class, everything is made of energy and everything has a vibration. So go out and practice feeling it. Hold your hands out above you and feel houseplants, tree bark, a glass of water. Light a candle and hold your hand high above the flame and feel the heat, and then also feel the sensation of fire. Hold your hands out and feel your pet, your roommate, or your crystal or stone collection. Walk around feeling things and don't force it. Just allow it to happen. To feel it, just let it happen. Hold your hands up above these items and move them slowly across them and see what you feel. Just practice. See, the thing is, you're building your own reference library, and each person is going to come up with their own individual meaning behind each sensation. Reiki is something that really has to be experienced to be understood. That's why it's so important to attend regular Reiki shares and really get that experience of treating different people in different situations with different degrees of health and emotional well-being. Feel the difference in people's energy. So practice. Practice as much and as often as you can, okay? I hope that answered your question and perhaps gave you some ideas and some tips to work with to maybe become more sensitive. If you have a question about this or about Reiki, please feel free to drop me a line either at Serenity Reiki Clinic, or you can leave it in the comment section below. I always look forward to reading the comments and answering the questions that I get. If you guys like this, I'll answer questions again, okay? And if you haven't already, please hit the red button and subscribe so you don't miss the next video, which will be coming up in a couple of days. Thanks again. Reiki blessings. Bye-bye.